Many of the most beautiful places in the world are only accessible by foot through trails that lead to hidden villages and ancient ruins, or tracks that end in spectacular vistas and dizzying heights. Whether you prefer multi-day treks along windswept coasts or milder climbs across mesmerizing rainforests, here are the top 14 hiking spots in the world. Welcome to our channel, where we talk about all the beautiful places around the world. If you're new here, we're glad you found us. And if you're a subscriber, thank you for joining us again. Without any further ado, let's head straight into the countdown. Trolltunga, Norway. The solitude, the stillness, and the scenery make Trolltunga one of Norway's most popular hikes, attracting over 80,000 visitors annually. Shaped like a tongue jutting out horizontally from a craggy mountain 3,608 feet above sea level, Trolltunga hovers about 2,296 feet over Lake Ringedalsvatnet and offers glimpses of the Foljafana Glacier in the distance. Getting to the cliff is a long and strenuous trek, taking between 10 to 12 hours on a 16.7-mile-long rough terrain from the village of Skagedal. There are no shelters or stores to buy supplies on the route, so you should bring enough provisions. If you decide to hike in winter, always go with a guide. Trolltunga may be a challenging hike, but the awe-inspiring beauty that awaits you at the top is worth all the effort. Yosemite Grand Traverse, USA. Located in California's Sierra Nevada mountains, Yosemite National Park covers 761,268 acres and welcomes over 3.7 million visitors yearly. One of the best ways to explore the park is through the Yosemite Grand Traverse, an 8-day, 80-kilometer hike past hidden natural wonders and iconic landmarks, including an ascent to the summit of Cloud's Rest and camping by Cathedral Lake. Named by National Geographic as one of the world's top 15 trails, the Yosemite Grand Traverse requires some training because hikers will be walking around 6.2 to 9.94 miles daily and climbing between 400 to 800 meters of elevation. Queen Charlotte Track, New Zealand. Stretching 43.3 miles from Ship Cove to Anakiwa in the Marlborough Sounds, the Queen Charlotte Track offers stunning views, historical landmarks, and unique flora and fauna. Most of the trail traverses through lush coastal forests of native bush along hill ridges between the sounds. Hiking the track takes 3 to 5 days over rolling terrain with hills no more than 400 meters high. November to May is the peak season for trekking the Queen Charlotte Track, but the region's temperate climate allows hikers to walk the trail all year round. Kalalau Trail, Hawaii, USA. Covering 18 kilometers of untouched wilderness on the Na Pali coast, the Kalalau Trail is one of the United States' most breathtaking hikes. Walk through forested valleys, over rugged mountain peaks, under towering waterfalls, and past wave-beaten sea cliffs with epic views of the Pacific Ocean. But while the Kalalau Trail is beautiful, it is also dangerous. The path is narrow, rocky, steep, and full of hazards such as falling rocks, flash flooding, and strong water currents. For this reason, you should not walk the trail alone, no matter how experienced you are at solo hiking. Still, trekking the Kalalau Trail is a remarkable experience and something you shouldn't miss as long as you heed all the safety precautions. Croagh Patrick, Ireland. Considered the holiest mountain in Ireland, Croagh Patrick is a well-known pilgrimage site where, according to Christian tradition, St. Patrick fasted for 40 days in 441 AD. The pyramid-shaped peak stands 2,506 feet above sea level, overlooking Clew Bay and the Atlantic coastline. The mountain's religious significance dates back to the prehistoric times, when pagans scaled the summit to celebrate the beginning of the harvest season. Thousands of pilgrims climb Croagh Patrick each year, particularly on Reek Sunday, the last Sunday in July, in honor of the patron saint. Several ancient sites and prehistoric monuments dot the summit and the mountainsides. There is a small modern chapel at the top, built in 1905. Mount Toubkal, Morocco. Soaring at 13,671 feet, Mount Toubkal is the highest point in the Atlas Mountains and is vastly popular among trekkers and ski mountaineers. From the village of Imlil, it takes at least 2 days to reach the mountain's snow-dusted summit, passing through zigzagging mule paths, Berber villages, rocky valleys, and scattered waterfalls. You can take in spectacular views of the Moroccan countryside from the peak. Toubkal does not require technical climbing, so anyone in good physical condition should be able to make it. However, it isn't an easy climb because of the high altitude, which can lead to mountain sickness. Anyone scaling the summit should spend at least 48 hours acclimatizing. West Highland Way, Scotland. The West Highland Way is the most popular long-distance walk in Scotland, spanning 93.8 miles from Milngavie on the outskirts of Glasgow to Fort William in the Scottish Highlands. The route has 8 stages and is walked from south to north. While the first few miles are easy to hike, the course becomes progressively demanding the farther you go north, with steep ascents and exposed tracks. Incredible landscapes, sleepy villages, serene lochs, and towering peaks dot the route. But most hikers agree that the sections between Inveruran, King's House, and Kinlochleven are the best. You'll traverse Rannoch Moor, cross the Glencoe Valley, and scramble up the 548-meter-high Devil's Staircase. Depending on how many sections of the West Highland you choose to explore, hiking can take between 5 to 9 days. Otter Trail, South Africa. The 26-mile Otter Trail lies along the Garden Route coast within the Tsitsikamma National Park. It crosses a breathtakingly scenic landscape on the shoreline, often clambering over lush hills and descending into remote beaches or river crossings. The area is home to various plants and wildlife, including seals, baboons, leopards, whales, dolphins, and the elusive clawless otter, from whom the trail derived its name. The trekking duration is 5 days and 4 nights. Tonquin Valley, Canada. Despite its undeniable beauty, Tonquin Valley remains one of Canada's least busy trails, making it perfect for those who wish to escape the crowded routes of the Canadian Rockies. The hike requires 4 days and 3 nights and spans 27.34 miles across a horseshoe-shaped trailhead. The Amethyst Lakes at the foot of the majestic Ramparts mountain range is the pinnacle of the trek. But some hikers prefer to take a side trip to the striking Eremite Valley or Moat Lake. Berliner Höhenweg, Austria. Experience a unique hut-to-hut hike in this splendid alpine route on the Zillertal Alps. This 53.43-mile trail takes at least 8 days to complete and is best suited for experienced hikers, as the track is full of challenging ascents and descents. Be awestruck by otherworldly views of plunging glacial valleys, shimmering lakes, and snow-capped granite peaks. Unlike most trekking trips where hikers camp in tents for the night, you can rest in a cozy, fully equipped mountain hut overnight before resuming your journey the following day. Gotemba Trail, Japan. Japan's Mount Fuji is one of the most famous mountain icons in the world, with its distinctive conical symmetry forged over millions of years by violent eruptions that have left a sea or lake made mostly from volcanic ash and rock along its slopes. The peak stands at 1,238 feet high, symbolizing both physical identity as well as cultural pride for those who live there, especially since it also holds a spiritual meaning. The most famous mountain in Japan is probably on every adventure traveler's bucket list, and with good reason. The journey to reach its summit can take 2 days. The best time for climbing is July through September, when the weather in the mountains is at its warmest and there is little snow. Maria Island, Australia. The small state of Tasmania is a treasure trove for those who love hiking and exploring the outdoors. It's home to some truly unique natural beauty that you won't find anywhere else on Earth. Located between the mainland Australia and Antarctica, with its beautiful beaches and crystal clear water, Maria Island National Park is considered one of Australia's top tourist destinations. It is also a designated World Heritage Site. The island is a photographer's paradise, with rare forester kangaroos and Bennett's wallabies, as well as other creatures like patamelons, think miniature kangaroos, wombats, and fairy penguins. Wales Coast Path, UK. The Wales Coast Path is an 870-mile footpath that follows the country's entire coast and is known as the Great Walk of Britain. This demanding journey takes you along some rugged coastlines, but also through beautiful landscapes, like those found in Pembrokeshire's 186-mile-long stretch or 19-mile-long Gower Peninsula just outside Swansea. With a combination of rugged mountains and ocean views, the country's pristine nature will leave you speechless. From wild ponies grazing in the fields to burial sites that date back thousands of years, sticking out from hillsides like ancient teeth, there is no shortage when it comes down to what you'll be amazed to find here. Wales also claims 600-plus medieval castles, many with beautiful architecture that has been preserved over time. The Inca Trail, Peru. The Inca Trail is a challenging 4-day hike through the Peruvian Andes that passes several ancient ruins before ending at Machu Picchu. Hikers are rewarded with sunrise over this great Incan city on their final day of travel, which offers one last glimpse into how these people lived so many centuries ago. The trail is a narrow road that winds its way through the Andes, reaching almost 14,000 feet before descending into the unbelievably beautiful cloud forest. However, the mountain environment has been severely impacted by mass tourism, and for this reason, there are now only 500 people allowed on any given day, including porters and guides. It can still feel crowded sometimes, but the hike is definitely worth putting on your bucket list. So, which place was your favorite? Comment below, and if you enjoyed this video, you're definitely going to love this other video from our channel. Be sure to like and subscribe if you want more content like this. We'll see you soon, and until then, bon voyage!